Hello and welcome to Ticks and Tats. My name is Albert Beam. I'm going to go ahead and take these off now because I know there's a bit of a glare on them. I'm going to first go over my ticks, what's been going on with me, and why I am off of work right now with my ticks, and since January 10th, what I've gone through with my doctors just a little bit, and to bring you up to date, it is now April 23rd. I still have not been back to work and hoping to go back soon. Hoping to get some kind of a diagnosis, but we'll see what happens with that. And then from there, I'll probably just end this video. Try not to go too long. I may have to cut that into a second video. Yeah, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. I did take all my medication this morning, like I normally would, so I'm not going to be ticking too much. Tomorrow's video, though, I'm going to not take my meds in the morning, so I'm going to be ticking a lot so that you guys can see it. But I wanted the very first video to be able to come across so you can understand me. I'm not going to be stuttering. I'm not going to be, shaking all over. Like I will be tomorrow. Trust me. You'll see me. Okay, I'll go into my tics first. My vocal tics are I stutter a lot. Sometimes I can't even get a single word out because I can't get that very first syllable. Then when I can try to get the word out, I'll get stuck in the very first syllable itself. Meaning, let's say for building, I'll just be stuck on build. I won't get to build D. Sometimes it'll be two syllables, whether it be a two-syllable word I'll be stuck on, like building. I'll just keep repeating, or it could be two words that are two syllables, like I don't. I'll just be stuck on I don't, and I'll be like a broken record. In my head, it'd be like that. It'd be just, that's the only part of the sentence I'm trying to say. And yeah, you just heard a little bit of it right there with the DV. That's the only part of the sentence I can see is I don't. And the rest of it doesn't exist in my head. I can't move past it because it's just not there. So yeah, sometimes, so far as I've seen in my speech, it's only been two syllables, but it can be bad. I mean, I can repeat that stuff for 20, 30 times, and I've told my wife and my son that if I point to them, just go ahead and finish my sentence for me, so that way I can just stop, or else I'm going to be there all day long trying to say what I'm trying to say. My Campbell soup catchphrase. Oh my goodness gracious. I get stuck into that, and when my stuttering gets bad, I know that is right around the corner. Capillaria. I've been having urges to say vulgar things, just to say them, but also to people. But I've only ever had the one occurrence. My wife and I were at a store where I couldn't not say vulgar things. We were walking through the store, and I'll put in the video title that there's vulgarity. I'm about to curse once, and then I'm just going to use, F-bomb or F. Where I was saying, fuck you. But I was saying it, I was able to control the volume. I was saying, F you, F you, F you, F you. I was able to keep it quiet, but I could not say it. I couldn't keep myself from saying it. So I don't know if that was, I watched a video of somebody with Tourette's. I do that a lot. I watch a lot of Tourette's videos. Because while I've not been diagnosed, I've seen on YouTube, watching channels on YouTube, that the individuals with Tourette's, there's symptoms that they have, the tics that they have, most mimic mine. So that's why I watch the videos to see what they go through, what they're doing to try to cope with them on a day-to-day basis. So to give myself more armor, more weapons to deal with and cope with my own. And she has capillaria, so I don't know if I was just mimicking what she had, because I notice I do that a lot. If I'm watching videos of people, I'll pick up on their tics. and I'll start ticking like them for a day or two, and then slowly work its way back out of my arsenal of ticks, I guess you could say. Um, Sorry, I keep looking down. I got my stuff with my motor ticks. Oh, I clap. Woo! Yay! Go Bayer Munich. Yeah, that was for you, Joel. I clap. I slam my hands, and for that, before we get going too much into that, for you guys that do this, or parents, if you have kids and you're watching, these right here, they're skateboard and snowboard wrist guards, and they have this little pad and these two little pads here. But this little pad right here, oh, they're 25 bucks on Amazon. You get to them. Most amazing thing I bought so far for my ticks. Well, other than my meds. But what was happening, or still does happen, and it's all the time, is I slam really, really hard here, and by really hard I mean I can come from way back here and I'll slam hard, and it could be 10, 15, 20 times in a row. I mean, and that's hard, and it hurts a lot. So what I do when my ticks are starting to act up, the very first thing I do is I come out and get these, and I put these puppies on quickly, because if I don't, where the wrist slam together, now I have these two pads. They hit. And now I can slam all day long and no bruises. No, it doesn't hurt a bit. Not a bit. So do yourself a favor. If you do the same thing, if you're hitting, skateboard or snowboard wrist guards, 20, 25 bucks on Amazon. Search them, find them, get them. Amazing. It took me a while to find out exactly what they were. I was trying for like MMA, boxing gloves, but all the gloves I was finding had no pad whatsoever. Here, they were all on the outside. But these had that little pad right here, which is exactly what I wanted, because it's right here is where I was getting my really deep bruise. So that's your little tidbit of hope from me for today's video. Which, by the way, I'm going to try to do at least post like one a week. Even if I don't have much to say, I'll come out and talk about something, anything. Just to do one, let you know exactly what I've been doing, if nothing else, what I've been thinking about, because I know a lot of things with a movement disorder like this. There's also your mental well-being. Like I've had, ups and downs. Oh my gosh. It's really, really hard to deal with this. It's hard enough for the family to deal with, but mentally, to not be in control of your body is. Now, I'm an old man, and I don't have. Nah, I don't know. It's a really kind of a hard way to say it. If I were a 20-year-old guy going through this and knowing that, well, there's a good chance that the rest of my life I'm going to be like this and not be able to control my body, and know I've got 60, 70 years left of not controlling my body, oh, it would be so much worse. At least now at my age, I'll be 50 next year. I know. Well, hoping I got 40 years left, but as long as that is, if I was 20, knowing I had about 70 years left, whew, yeah, that would be even worse. Okay, next motor tics I have, slamming my chest. And what happens is, I have to move this down for a lot of these next ones, so I'm going to cut my face in half now. What will happen is I'll slam my chest, whether it be open hands or closed hands. Sometimes I call it my gorilla. I shake my hands sometimes. I'm sorry, my camera's pretty horrible. I go slowly so it doesn't bore up quite as bad. But yeah, or sometimes it's just like this. I'll just shake them. That was kind of easy to hide. It's kind of like you're shaking up a weird feeling. Shaking of my arms. Normally, it's my right one goes up high, and my left one stays kind of low. But it's normally is this, and my hands just shake to wherever. and that's usually the way my arms will look. Oh, and that sometimes I notice now that you're starting to go out straight out, which is painful because sometimes it'll lock those my wrist. I'm sorry, my elbows out, and that'll pop them sometimes really hard. And it hurts. Let's see what do we got next. Tapping the fingers. I got to go down a little bit further. My wife has seen me do it with my mouse, which is going to be up too far. But I'll do this, like when I'm holding my mouse. When I was a kid, I used to do it with a pencil, like so. Oh, I gotta stop. Start to do it on purpose, on just as a tick. Um, Also, as a kid, what I do now is I tap my thumb, and when I do that, a lot of times, yeah, there it goes. I'm starting to do it now. Is it'll clench my chest and my stomach, and it tries to bring everything into the center. Just oof, yeah, just tapping my thumb will do that. Um, my legs will bounce up and down. They'll just bounce like one will just for no reason it'll just start bouncing. My legs will try to come together. Um, Both my feet will tap. Um, I think that's about it for right now so far. As a kid, I used to crack my knuckles and my ankles, my fingers, my elbows, my neck. Oh, there, let me move this back up. I'm sorry. All the time. I've since come to find out that could have been a tick. I have a complete the feeling OCD, which is completely out of my control. It drives me absolutely bat beat crazy. But what it is let's say my fist is somebody's shoulder, and I come by and I just brush with just three fingers, but my thumb or my pointer finger doesn't brush it. Well, now my whole hand feels like it's about to freaking explode. I need to go, and my whole hand needs to touch now, and then maybe my arm needs to touch. And oh, it's a sensory input OCD, I think it was called. It's and all this has come on since January 10th. Um, like crazy. It's before January 10th. Really, I had nothing. As a child, I had the tapping and the whatnot. I had the complete the feeling OCD. I had as a young child. For those of you that maybe didn't know me very well back in school back then, elementary school, high school. Um, yeah, I definitely had that. I had the toe tapping, the hand tapping, the finger tapping. Um, oh gosh. But then I had a grand mal seizure when I was 18. Like everything just stopped. Everything stopped. All my tics stopped. I had nothing, zero, nothing. After that grand mal, it was kind of weird. It was like you would just wipe the slate clean. And we went to a doctor. I had not seen a doctor for any of it prior to that grand mal. My parents just didn't think much of it. And honestly, I didn't either. And when we went and saw the doctor for that, I'm sorry, I'm sitting here trying to think of what the doctor's name was. He said, and we went and we got the EKG, not EKG, I'm sorry, EEG, and came back with borderline epilepsy. And that explained why all my finger tapping and my OCD and my foot tapping, my leg tapping, everything else. So all my little tics were epilepsy. Kind of find out now that no, I don't. Epilepsy doesn't have tics, but obviously grand mal seizure could have been from epilepsy, but the tics were not from epilepsy. And I don't know what happened back January 8th, I was not feeling good. I left work. Matter of fact, I went to the emergency room because I did not feel good whatsoever. I was getting really confused, and almost like a tunnel vision type of things were like elongated in my vision. It's kind of hard to describe. Not really kind of tunnel vision, but kind of not. It's like if you took like just one pinpoint, like if everything you see was on a piece of rubber and you took like one piece of that and just pulled it, and so it like stretched it. That's kind of what I was seeing. And then, excuse me. But yeah, so that's where I sit now. Well, I guess right here is where I sit now. But I've been to 3 different neurologists, a psychiatrist, and a psychologist so far. I've had an EKG, EEG. My EEG I actually had while I was having a tic attack. Well, no, let me take that back. The term tic attack means well, a minor tic attack. Yeah, I was. Definitely, right during it. They had to, they didn't strap me down, but they tucked it, wrapped the blanket around me and tucked it under me so I didn't move around. So I was having a minor tic attack during it, and it came back clean. An MRI with and without contrast. MRI with and without contrast, EKG, EEG, CT scan, 15 vials of blood, 2 urine tests, and I think maybe a cartridge and a pear tree. I can't remember if there was a pear tree or not. All, I think that was it though so far. And so far I've got nothing. Everything's normal. The only thing I've heard so far is possible movement disorder. I now have I had the referrals hopefully sent to, they still haven't received it yet, the University of Florida's Center for Neurology, which is the best in the state. They specialize with the doctor I'm hoping to go see, specializes with Tourette syndrome and movement disorders. So his name is Dr. Well, I don't know if I should say his name over this channel, so maybe I won't, just in case. I'm not sure where the whole legality issue is. The very first video. It's going to be rather long, 17 minutes. Okay, I'm going to wrap that up right now then. Thank you very much. Again, next time, in case I forget to put it in the name of the video for the next one, I will not be on my meds. I will be ticking. So if that's going to be an issue for you, don't watch. I will be ticking next time. Normally I take my medication about 5:30 in the morning. I'm going to make the video at about 9, so I'm going to be ticking pretty good. If I'm an hour late on my meds, the stuttering is going pretty well, and my arms are going pretty well, so it's going to be an adventure in babysitting tomorrow. But my name is Albert Bean. Thank you very much for stopping by and seeing me. Have a wonderful day, folks.